Hello and welcome to the Auburn on Main podcast. My name is Jonathan Glover, Communications Manager for the City of Auburn, and this is episode 66. That's easy to remember because we recorded 65 like 2 days ago. So sometimes that's how it rolls. By the time people hear this, it will be weeks away. And we're really excited because we're joined today by the Miss Auburns.
Hello. Hi, guys.
Hello, Miss Auburns. Thank you for joining us. We've got Haley Murray, Miss Auburn's teen.
Hi.
It's changed. It's just Miss Auburn's teen now,
just
and
Miss
not
Auburn's
outstanding
teen.
anymore.
Yeah.
But you are outstanding. And then Maddie McCarthy, Miss Auburn, who was previously Miss Auburn's outstanding teen.
Yes, 2024.
Because it hadn't changed. And then we have...
No, I think I was just teen.
I think you were just.
Oh, you were just teen.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Anyways.
And then we have our co-host, Angee Pagosian. Angee, hello.
Hi.
How are you doing?
I thought you were going to forget about me again.
I would never. I've spent all day with you in interviews, all day in the same room. And now we're in a different room.
Mm-hmm.
30
Doing
feet
interviews
away.
again.
Yes.
So
A more fun type of interview.
more
Fun.
fun
We're
interview
fun. It's
with
great.
funner people.
Yeah, thanks for coming down. So how you both doing?
Doing great.
Yeah?
I'm excited to be here.
School's going
Really
well
good.
I'm
Yeah.
pumped.
for both of you?
Mm-hmm.
Did you have a spring break recently?
Yeah, I had spring break. Luckily, I didn't have any in-person finals, so I had 2 weeks a couple weeks ago that I just got to come
Wow.
home and do a bunch of stuff for the city.
Yeah, what did you do anything fun?
Oh my gosh, I don't even remember. Oh, I just am planning an event. We could talk about that later. I don't know what we're doing, but I'm planning an event. So I was I was doing a lot of stuff for that. I did a lot of school visits.
Okay.
I went to read to a couple kindergarten classrooms at my old alma mater,
Oh,
Lakeland
cool.
Hills
Nice.
Elementary.
Samesies.
Did you go there?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
From
Angie was
third
there.
grade.
Go Wildcats.
Go.
know.
Wildcats.
Would it have imprinted on you if
Wildcats
a Miss
forever.
Auburn read for you? I think
Hmm?
it would have. Would it have imprinted on you? Would you have remembered that?
Remembered what?
If a Miss Auburn read for
Oh,
you?
no, I was actually
Oh.
going to say, when I see the stuff about, reading to kids, I was like, that must be, a core memory for those kids.
Oh, it absolutely is.
That they
For sure.
remember that
That's
you
what I was
come in
getting
there.
at, by the way.
Yeah.
I was lobbing you a softball.
I was
I was expecting you to...
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
No,
It's
and I
okay.
get that that's what you're trying to say now. But my brain is mush after all that today,
okay.
so
It was
I'm
a
sorry.
lot.
Yeah, that
I
wasn't
would-
you. That was me.
I would get called the Princess of Auburn, so that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Or I would get asked if it was my birthday.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's a new one.
Did any little boys fall in love with you immediately?
I got a
Probably.
lot of hugs
Yeah,
from
yeah,
all,
yeah.
but yes,
That's the age where it happened. What grade was it?
it was kindergarten.
Oh, okay. Yeah, oh,
that's
absolutely.
valid, though.
I don't know how old I was. I like to think I was 3. I don't think I was. I might have been. I don't remember when I started remembering. And people who say that my first memory was, it's like, no, you're lying to me. You don't actually know what your first memory is. There's no way. But I remember being really young. I was in the hospital a lot. It doesn't matter. Don't ask me about it.
Okay.
I fell in love with my nurse. Long story short, I was in love with her. I'd follow her around everywhere.
Classic.
So that is the experience that you have when you're young like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Haley, you're in 8th grade,
I am.
which shocked all of us to
Yeah.
hear. How is that going?
It's going good. I think I'm ready for high school because I feel like 8th grade, you're at that stage where you're like, okay, well, all my friends are now in high school,
Right.
but I still love middle school. I'm just ready.
I think all the content is for high schoolers, right? You know, you watch a drama, it's like a high school drama, or
Yeah,
they're not usually in middle school. There is that one movie, I guess.
What?
I think it's called 8th Grade.
Oh,
I've never seen that.
I've
It's
never
about
seen
an
it.
8th grader.
Oh.
Bo Burnham directed it.
sorry, I'm not talking about the director or the movie, but I was gonna say, now that I watch things like Ginny and Georgia, if you guys have seen that, and I'm like, is it weird that I'm watching things about high schoolers that used to be relevant to me, but I'm 25 years old now?
No, because I think like Beverly Hills 90210. Do you know what that is?
Yeah.
I've heard it.
You've heard it.
Yeah.
I've not actually watched it either. That's aging me out now. But that was full. They were 25-year-olds playing high schoolers, or Euphoria. Have you watched
Yeah.
it?
I have not watched it, but
Neither
I
have I.
Good.
know what it is.
It's
On
probably,
purpose.
Yeah, it's probably not good,
Yeah.
but those
Yeah.
are full-fledged adults too,
Yeah.
playing high
Right.
schoolers.
I
So.
feel like that's common in the
Yeah.
Yeah.
in
I've
the
always-
yeah.
industry.
Well, yeah, 13 Reasons Why. They're all 35 years old, and I'm
Yeah.
we can tell.
Or
It's just
but-
crazy.
I know.
I mean, that goes to show what teenagers are thinking that they have to look like or
Exactly.
be like
Yeah.
because older kids
bone
or
structure for
older
it.
people are playing younger adults.
It's like
Yeah.
Stranger Things. It's 10 years.
Crazy.
Anyway.
I know.
Angee, have you been up to anything the last 2 days? What have you been
It's
doing?
been 2 days. No, nothing. Just trying to make it.
Yeah.
Yes, I don't-
Okay. No, wait. You actually, no, something did happen. Tell me about your story at Federal Way.
Oh my goodness.
I want you to set the scene. So you
Okay.
were out where? At a coffee shop?
So,
Just the ASMR setup.
basically, I was getting sushi with my friend, And the waitress came up to me and she was like, I'm so sorry, but I have to ask, like, have you, I don't know, she like asked me if I'm like an influencer. And I was like, she's like, I feel like I've seen you on social media. And I immediately was like, no, you haven't. Like, that's not me. And she's like, are you sure? Because I swear I've seen your face. Like, and I was like, no, it's not me. Because I was not about to do that.
Trying to play coy. It for sure was you.
Yeah, I was like, I've seen your face. I know.
I was like, she's like, I don't know. Like, and we kept doing this back and forth. And she was like, I was going to ask if like we could have a selfie. And I was like, I'm not your girl.
Wow.
Me.
She was like,
you
like
should have just played it off.
paparazzi.
You should have just been like, oh yeah, I'm so famous.
I didn't. I was worried because I try to keep like work separate from
You weren't
personal.
trying to big time your friend. That's what it was.
Oh no, he knows about.
Oh, okay.
Like,
because you were like, oh.
well, you know how I found out
I'm
he
eating.
knows. He would told me, oh yeah, Jackie, this girl that I haven't seen in years. He was like, yeah, she sent me one of the things that you're in. I've seen your face everywhere,
Wow.
and I'm just like, because after that happened, he was like, oh, is it because of the content you post? I'm like, how do you know about my content? You're not on social media. He's like, oh, Jackie sent it to me, and I was like. People are like sending my face around.
Yeah,
It's so
the
weird.
algorithm's working in your favor.
Wow.
And when I went to TCC, they would do that thing, like they had a picture of me and it was on ads and posters. And to this day, my face is plastered on their walls, which is an honor, honestly.
Yeah.
So
It's amazing.
Yeah.
You're,
Anyway.
we use your photo in some of our stuff too. The one that you hate. I think it's a great photo.
It's me going like this, like
She's like scheming to the mayor. I don't think she was. I don't know what you were saying, but you were scheming. You don't make that face without scheming. You were saying something.
but
Scheming something.
anyway.
I didn't have that happen yesterday, unfortunately. I just climbed. That was it.
Where'd you climb?
Where'd you
The
climb?
climbing gym.
Oh.
Oh,
It's not like
just
outdoor
climb a
climbing.
rock.
No,
I thought you meant
I'm
you were,
not
like,
that cool
climb.
yet. No, I'd like to try bouldering. I think that would be fun.
Yeah.
With enough crash pads. I don't know if you've seen like how that works.
I can imagine.
They basically just bring out like little mattresses. They're not actually mattresses, but
Uh-huh.
then the intention is if you fall off the boulder, you fall onto the mattress and
Okay.
not the ground
Probably
because you'd
still
break your back or
hurts.
something. It for sure does.
Yeah.
So I think I would try to boulder something really easily first and then maybe do some lead climbing outside. But even that's a little scary because they're just holds in the wall and you're just really trusting that it's going to hold always. So it's a little scary.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Fun.
Miss Auburns, thank you for joining us. You're here to
for
talk
having
about
I know.
being Miss Auburns. So you were crowned in February.
Yes.
How was that? Maddie, you've been crowned before.
Yeah.
You probably were like, this is nothing.
No, actually, I was so nervous coming back, especially the age gap or the age jump.
Yeah.
So for those that don't know Miss America ages, we have like 2 competition ages, which is the teens and the misses, and the teens go from 13 to 17 or 18.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And then 18 to 28 is the miss range.
Oh,
and
wow.
so
I didn't know it went that high.
they just changed it to
Yeah.
go up. It's been 27. Who knows? Miss America likes to change the ages a lot. But but yeah, so I am currently 18. I'm turning 19 actually this month. So
Oh,
I was
happy birthday.
Thank you.
Wait, this in April?
Yeah.
Oh,
27th.
oh, cool.
And last year I was right on the cusp I was 18 at the state competition as Miss Rainier's teen. And I was preparing as a teen, and a lot of people think like there's a huge difference between teen and miss, and really I feel like as a title holder, like currently there's not, but when it comes to competition, it's just a little bit more intimidating, especially because I'm going against girls as an 18-year-old.
Yeah.
In February, I was going against girls who were 10 years older than me. And it was very intimidating, and I didn't know what to expect. I've been in this organization for over 10 years, but it was just a little intimidating. But it was super fun, and it was good to be back with Auburn family. All the board and everybody backstage was great, and so I felt Tammy's amazing.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Shout out Tammy.
Shout
Love
out Tammy.
Yeah.
Loved him.
Best director.
We love Tam Tam.
Yes. But yeah, it was just, I think I got in my head so much, and that is what made it a little bit more stressful. And then when I was crowned, you could watch pictures or see pictures or videos that I just was like so shocked. Like not shocked that I like won, just like oh my goodness, like I actually did it.
Yeah.
Something that I've been dreaming of since I was little. Like, yeah, I was crowned Miss Auburn's teen, but I had always looked up to Miss Auburn and been like, that's the end goal. That's who I want to be. And so it was like that little girl who had been going from little sister, ambassador, teen, and now Miss in the Auburn, Miss Auburn organization was just super cool for me.
Super
so
cool. Is it like when you watch videos of people who win a Grammy? Like when Bad Bunny did, and he starts going like, I can't believe it. Like it was like stressful. Was it like that?
It was very.
Our reactions both were just.
It's so funny. I remember when I was crowned teen, I covered my entire face, and I covered my face from the mic. I covered my entire face, and I was like, oh, I'm never doing that again. If I ever get crowned again, I'm not doing that. But I literally just kind of doubled down and just was like, oh my goodness.
Yeah. You can't really prepare for that, right?
No.
Do you think
People
you can?
practice.
People definitely practice.
People practice and are like, this is how I'm going to look.
That's how
But
I
you
think-
never.
I think that's how
Yeah.
musicians do it too. Like if when I win the Grammy, I want to look cool,
Yeah.
or like
Yeah.
an Oscar or something.
Or like you plan your speech and you're
Right.
just like rambling. That's kind of how I was. And then in all of my like other pictures after I'm crowned and I'm waving to the audience, my brows are so furrowed because I'm just like, I just can't believe it. But it's funny, her crowning picture,
My crowning
she's
pictures-
doubled over like this,
Yes,
and
I'll show you
I'm
after.
doubled over like behind her,
Both
directly
doubled over.
behind
That's
her.
a quadruple over.
Yes.
Wow.
But directly behind her, the same
Yeah.
pose as she's getting crowned before I was crowned too.
That's
Yeah.
funny.
It was really cute. It's a great
pretty cute.
picture.
You know, I've seen like these TikToks that are like how I thought I was gonna smile on my
Yeah.
wedding day.
Yeah.
And then how I actually
I've
you should
seen
do
those.
that.
I've
Yeah.
seen those, yeah.
It's very similar. Yeah, I definitely was
sure.
like, man, I don't look like I'm happy. I look like I'm like,
In physical pain.
yeah, I look like I'm scared. I was really happy, I promise.
No, yeah.
That's amazing.
That's your genuine. That's how you felt.
Yeah,
So that's great.
I had kind of like gaslit myself into saying, I'm not winning this year. This is my first year as
Yeah.
a Miss. I don't have what it takes.
I do that all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my favorite thing to do.
Yeah.
Do you?
That's
Yep.
me too.
Anytime like something good is about to happen, I gaslight myself that it's not going to,
Yeah.
and then I'm never disappointed.
Yeah, that's
That's
what.
how I
See,
am.
that's what I said. My parents or my mom, my family was like, Maddie, you have what it takes. Like
Right.
you know this program, you know Auburn, you know everything about like what it takes to be a great title holder. And I was like, yeah, but I don't know.
Right, yeah.
And I was like, if I convince myself that I'm not going to win, it'll be less, not disappointing, because like I always think of like redirection instead of like rejection.
Yeah.
And so it wouldn't have been that horrible. I'm so obviously so grateful that I was crowned.
Yeah.
But convincing myself otherwise
I think
helps.
for me, it's like I think the rejection or whatever you want to call it hurts more than the thing happening feels good, right?
Yeah.
So like if the thing
Yeah.
happens, you're like, oh great. But I think I'm broken. It's like so speaking of birthdays, also your birthday's on a Monday. That sucks.
I know.
I'm sorry.
I know.
That's a bummer. I looked it up because I'm always
It's
curious
okay,
when
me
people tell
too.
me
I
that.
don't
My
have
birthday's on
class.
Monday.
You're both on Mondays?
I don't have
I'm on a
class on a
Saturday,
Monday.
so I'll balance it out.
Yeah.
Maybe you can celebrate on a
You
Sunday.
were saying. I want to make sure you say what you were
Yeah.
gonna say.
Yeah.
So when I turn an age, I'm turning 36 in May. I always just think halfway through the year that I am the next age.
Yeah.
And I've been doing this so much this
Interesting.
year that I thought I was 36 until my birthday's coming up. I'm like, oh no, I'm turning 36. So I convinced myself, and you might do this when you get older. Don't do it now because it's weird.
Yeah.
But when you're like 27, you're like, well, I don't have any more good birthdays coming. I'll just be 28 this year. And then 28 comes around and you're like, I'm not even upset anymore.
That's cool.
So that's my
Okay.
great advice. Everybody
Okay.
be 1 year older halfway through the year. And
And
keep
that way
this
you're not
everyone.
disappointed when you
Yeah.
turn
Yes.
36
Yeah.
because you've been
Yeah.
36.
Nobody
You've
wants
been
to be
36
36,
mentally.
right?
Yeah.
Sorry.
I know.
Interesting.
Haley, how did it feel for you?
Okay, so I have been a little sister, an ambassador, and this was my first year running. I was one of the youngest. I'm 14.
Yeah.
So I was one of the youngest, and I was definitely a little concerned. I was like, okay, well, I'm just going to go in. It's going to be a good year. I'm going to have a great time. I'm going to meet new girls. It's going to be fun. And I think I definitely got a little nervous because it's my first year running. I know Auburn. I love the people. I love the directors. But I think when I heard the first runner, I heard the second runner, I'm like, oh no,
he
like
didn't even
either
get
this
top
could go
three,
either
yeah.
way. I was like, I probably didn't win or I did win. And I did win, and I think that was such a I don't even know how to explain
It's
it.
a rush.
It was a rush.
Yeah.
It was a great feeling.
I'm gonna interrupt you really quick again. So I have another thing.
It's okay.
It's like, so what happened to you is like what happens to gamblers, which is what happened to Angee. You got your first big thing immediately.
Yeah.
And you're gonna be chasing that high the whole time. So this is what happens. This is how people get gambling. I'm not saying this, but I'm joking.
It's
but
okay.
this is how people get gambling addictions. Is the very first time they ever gamble, they get a big jackpot, not a huge one, but then enough. And then every other time after that, they're like, but I did it before, I can do it again. And I'm not at all saying what you did is gambling, by the way. You're both very talented. You earned what you did. So this is different. But Angee, as an intern, went viral, like super viral, like a month into the job because she went to Auburn, Alabama. Not because, like as a joke. Yeah. And she was like, oh, I'll record a video. Can I do that? And I was in Hawaii and I said, yes. We actually both got in trouble a little bit because we weren't supposed to. But she posted the video and it went like super viral, like hundreds of thousands of
like
comments
almost a
and
million.
likes.
Wow.
Yeah. Millions of views. All because Auburn, I don't know, whatever. She broke the algorithm that day.
Yeah.
She did it.
Wow. I thought you were going to tell us that she had a gambling
I
problem.
know. I
No,
think
but now we talk about this weekly. She's chasing the high. We both are, right? Like, how can we get back on that stallion?
Well, now I'll get, let's say I get 30,000 views, and I'm like, 30,000.
Yeah, but she did a million, right?
Yeah.
It's like when you win in gambling. You know, it's great that I won 5,000. Oh, by the way, don't gamble ever.
It's okay.
You're way too young to
do it.
gamble.
Yeah.
You can gamble, don't do it.
You can
I've just
gamble.
been to bingo, but I just like,
That's with
I
like
just
old
like to bingo.
people?
Well,
okay.
Bingo can be for any age. I like bingo.
I like bingo too. I used to go with my grandma. This is back in the 90s
Yeah.
when there were smoking and non-smoking sections. You could smoke indoors.
There's still.
I'm
I think they
aware
still
I
have
sound
that.
old, by the way.
They still have that
Really?
at the Muckleshoot
At the
bingo
Muckleshoot,
hall.
yeah.
I mean,
You
this is all
don't
making
know?
sense. Yeah, how do you know?
We were just there.
Why were you just
don't
there?
worry.
You'd have to walk through the
No,
smoking
for the
section though,
cinema
so it wouldn't
route.
matter. You'd be you'd be reeking of cigarettes by the time you got to the non-smoking. Anyway, so it felt good to win.
Yeah, it felt great.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I loved your little tangent. That was
I know,
No,
that was
it's great.
amazing.
I totally understand that because what happens a lot of the time, even in like title holders or any
Yeah.
other aspect of your life, like when you get the big time and then
The
you're
big time
just like,
early. You're
yeah,
like,
the big
I
time
know
early,
how
you're
good
like,
it was.
oh, I
Yeah.
know I can do it again, and then it
Yeah.
makes it more disappointing when it doesn't happen.
Absolutely.
I am curious, like, about not just Miss Auburn, but let's say like Miss Washington. There are so many girls there, and I know there's like a sisterhood and all the things.
Yeah.
But like, let's be so real. What is that like? Is there competitive energy?
A
Are
little
there
competitive,
cliques? Like,
right?
So
what actually happens?
I just met my entire teen class like last weekend actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everyone's great. Like at least from what I saw, everyone's great. I had a great time.
Yeah.
But honestly, I didn't feel any competitive energy. But I think
Probably there in the back. It's like a
In the
rising
back.
tide lifts
Yeah,
all ships,
I was
right?
gonna say,
because
I
like
think
it's
it's
our
a
first impressions of each other too.
I think it's a lot. You want it so bad to be a great sisterhood,
Right.
and that's what is one of the great parts about Miss America is that you walk away with so many amazing friends. Which, like, I mean, we talk about like Maddie Lindsay, who was my first Miss. Like, we wouldn't have known each other. I mean, probably cross paths, but we wouldn't have known each other if we weren't crowned together. Or
Right, yeah.
and even all the girls that I competed with last year. There are definitely some times backstage, like especially during competition time, where it's just everyone's stressed out.
Yeah.
Everyone wants it. Like there's no, you're not there if you don't want it.
Right.
And you're not there if you don't believe that you could possibly get it. And so there's always that aspect of like internal, like, oh, I really like, I should compare myself. And I'm a big comparison person. Like I always am training myself. Like comparison is the thief of joy.
was just gonna say
Comparison
that.
is the thief of joy. Like
I was trying to think of how it went. I couldn't
Yes.
remember the exact quote.
I have to say that to myself often because I realize none of these girls are like trying to beat me. You know, like yes, maybe we're all competing for the same crown. There's 28, 22, however many.
Just trying to be the best they can be.
We're all trying to do the same thing, and there's only one crown. We always say that there's only one crown at the end of the day, but we always walk away with so much more than that.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, to answer your question, there's definitely competitive energy, but not in a bad way. Like nobody's tripping people to break their legs.
Sorry, I was just gonna say it's like a ballet in my head.
Yeah.
Right? Everybody backstage, you're all working together to do the show, but at the end of the day, it's like I hope they recognize me so that I can get a better part next year, right? So there's
I
that.
think so, yeah.
I see.
I don't know if
see
at
what you're
all,
No,
if
that
that
makes
doesn't
sense.
fit at
No,
all,
I
I
see it, I see
apologize.
it.
I won't say it ever again. Angie, what were you gonna say?
No, I was just, I don't know. When I see theater productions and ballets and stuff, I do think to myself, are all the people who are like extras, were they wanting the main role? Like, were they going for that?
Yeah, absolutely. They were.
But anyway, no, I think that you make a good point. It's almost like they're competing against themselves. Like they want
100%.
to prove it to themselves more than anything.
Yeah.
So.
Well, and like I totally took that on. I've been to Miss Washington's teen thing like twice, not like twice. Twice. I've been twice, and it's been amazing to have two different experiences because as Miss Auburn's teen, I was just completely nervous and like just couldn't. I was so scared. But I got to top 10, and I was like, oh, maybe I can do this. And then I didn't make top 5, and I was like, oh my gosh, what's wrong with me? Like I thought I was good, like all this kind of stuff. I got top talent, and I was like, oh my goodness, like I have to change the way that I'm doing everything. And then when I went in my second year, I was like, this is my last chance. I'm aging out of the teen category. I'm with a bunch of my friends, and I'm doing what I love. I love pageantry. I love the community service we do. I love everything about the Miss America organization. And I was like, I'm not here to win a crown. I'm here to represent myself on stage and to represent my city and just to do the best that I can. And so I feel like once I stepped out of that, I ended up getting first runner-up to Miss Washington's teen last year. And I made it so far. I got top talent again, and I made it farther than I ever even thought that I could because I got out of my head. And I stopped saying, like, you can't do this or you're not good enough. And I started saying, like, it could be a possibility, but if it's not, that's not the end of the day. So it's like a whole mindset thing.
It's amazing.
I didn't know you got first runner-up. That's a huge deal.
It was huge. And I... like thinking back, I'm like, not a lot of people get to say that they were first runner-up to a state title. Like I was this close. I mean, I'm so like honestly, kind of grateful I didn't win. I love our Miss Washington's teen, Kendall Runyon, right now. She's doing great, but she's in a different place in life. She's a senior in high school. She had her senior year to do all the things and go to Miss America. This is my first year in college. Yeah, and like the whole transition, like I don't even know if I could have like stayed. Yeah, I'd probably have to take like a gap year for all the things that you have to do. So,
but that's
things work out.
At that point, then you go to Miss America at that point. Yeah. That's incredible. I think that's great foreshadowing for what might happen for you.
Yeah, wow.
I've got 8 years.
Will you remember us when you go to Miss America?
100%.
Okay. Where is that physically held?
The last couple of years, it's been in Florida, Orlando.
See, you get a Florida vacation.
They go to Universal.
Oh my God.
I know.
What about Disney World?
Big deal.
I don't think so.
No. Well, you can do it yourself. You can make your family
And
take
with
you.
Miss Washington, when you win it, do you become now Miss Washington, not Miss Auburn?
Yeah.
Okay.
So whatever title I have then will like
It
just kind of vanish.
It like absorbs it.
Yeah. Some bigger places I've seen like they'll do the first runner up resumes the position, but Miss Washington is kind of pretty. I mean, it's halfway. I don't know. I just feel like people would rather win the title than be given the title as a first runner-up. So
absolutely. Yeah. So speaking of Miss Washington, that is in June.
June for
Mine's
her.
June.
End of June.
July.
And then July, second weekend of July. So for me.
You have to keep your eye out.
Yeah.
Right?
Live streamed.
Do they live stream it?
They live stream it.
They live stream it?
I would love to come
You
watch
should.
you
You
ladies.
totally should.
Is that in Olympia?
It's in Olympia. It's at Capitol High School.
I would love to come see you
Yeah.
guys. I mean, seriously.
This is what I'm telling my friends. I'm like, do you really
I
want to
know.
come for 3 days of pageantry? Because it's 3 straight days of shows, and we have a whole week before that we're.
It's a marathon.
It's a marathon, and it's crazy. And so the first, last year at least, I don't know if they're doing it the same way, but last year our first day was all talent. So we just everyone did their talent because there's 28 girls, and that's 28 times a minute and 30 seconds each for their talent.
That's a couple
Like,
hours.
imagine the judges having to judge all this kind of stuff. So we did an entire talent show. And then the next day we did all preliminary. So the fitness, evening gown, and onstage question. And then the next day, you don't even know if you made top 10 yet until the finals night. And so you're sitting there, you did talent. I won prelim talent. I was like, hey, I feel good about this. We did evening gown and all that kind of stuff. And then you go into finals night and you're like, am I going to compete or not? And you wait. So I always tell my friends, I'm like, you can gamble and just come to finals night, but I can't guarantee you that I'm going to be in it because I won't know until that night.
Then you could watch together. Yeah. Fun.
So you just are there waiting to find out if you're going to make it.
It's intense. You have your interview usually either the day of talent night or the day before. And so that's already like 3 or 4 days before finals. So you have your interview, and that's the biggest part of the competition. And then you have all the competitions, and you're just waiting every night. You're like, I cannot sleep. Like I'm just like
it's a ball of knots.
and it's not that I'm necessarily nervous. I'm just like, I just want it to
The
be over. It's
anticipation.
just the anticipation of it.
You just want to know
Kills you.
either way. Did I
Yeah.
make it or not?
I know.
You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
So,
And
and
it's
then you have to perform super well.
And it sucks that day, the day of finals, because like all those girls like who don't make top 10, they prepared themselves. They got hair and makeup ready. They did everything. Everything's in the back room. They get pulled out on stage. We all do our opening number, and then they call top 10. And then those girls who aren't in top 10 just sit back there. And I mean, they're supportive. They're really like supportive and everything. But it's just like, I don't know.
It'd be
it's
easy
hard.
to have that feel like a waste.
Yeah.
That you should go out, do something. Go to like a piano bar or something. I don't know.
they should know, like by night 2, that they don't have to put all the makeup on, and you know. But I wonder if people like I would cry. I feel like I would cry.
There's
I'd
a
be
lot of
so-
tears. Yeah. There's a lot of tears, and there's a lot of I remember feeling my first year or my second year when I got top 5. I've been building these friendships for the past 2 years with these girls, and some of my best friends didn't make it to top 5, and some of my best friends did make it to top 5. And walking back after you get top 5, you're so excited for yourself. You're nervous. There's other things happening. And then you walk backstage and you're like, they're not in the same place as me. And you know they want to be supportive, but they're also like taking it themselves. And so it's a hard thing to judge. Is like, do I go up and say, oh my gosh, you did such a good job? Or is that going to feel like too much for them? So that's a hard balance. And I'm like so lucky to be on the other side of it. But it's something that I always make sure that I'm considerate of.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That's hard.
Aw,
Yeah.
It's a lot of heart.
Yeah, that's very tough. Let's talk about your community service initiative.
It's very
Yeah.
tough.
We're trying to.
I'm just being. I gotta be
talk a lot. I know.
the time
Yeah,
miser.
yeah,
I'm so sorry. Community service initiative. You both have something very cool. Let's start with you.
Okay, so my community service initiative is Choose to Refuse, preventing teen drug use through education and awareness. And primarily it's really about giving the right education to teens, adults, you name it, because I know that not a lot of people are being educated about the effects of using drugs and substances, and especially in the Auburn school district as well. So
Does it cover vaping?
yeah,
It's a big one.
it's a huge one. Yeah.
A lot of vaping in school.
Because definitely, I've been in school for 9 years, including preschool, and I've never had someone come in and talk about substance use or anything. So I was like, okay, that's my mission this year. If I win Miss Auburns teen, I'm like, okay, that's gonna be my mission, to get into as many schools and educate as many people as possible.
I think that's awesome. They used to do that when I was in school. It's called DARE.
Dare.
I feel like I had that for
I've heard of
1
that.
year in
Yeah.
elementary school, and then
think
it
it
was
worked.
all reuse, reduce, and
think it
recycle.
worked.
That's
Yeah.
all the rest
Yeah.
of the thing.
Right. I know.
Presentations were always
Yeah.
just like,
I'm sure yours is much better than DARE. For me, it felt like I didn't know about any of these things, and then
No.
here was this
Yeah.
cop
Yeah.
being like, "Don't ever do,
Don't do drugs.
don't do ice."
Yeah.
And you're like, "What is
Yeah.
that?"
and there's
Yeah.
like posters everywhere with the big. I remember seeing the posters that were
Yeah.
like, "Don't smoke."
Right.
And
Yeah.
as a kid, I feel like it's daunting.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
a little. You feel. I feel like you would have a much more gentle message.
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Just going easy on it.
I think that's great. You've done stuff already?
Yeah. One of the biggest things I did was, so the Auburn School District, they flew out, let's see, there was 2 of us. There was me and another student, and we went to Baltimore, Maryland.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
For a huge convention. It was absolutely insane, and it was so fun. We learned so much. I was able to bring so much back and bring it into the community and bring it into my community service initiative as well. So it was a great experience.
That's awesome. Did you do anything fun in Baltimore? Did you eat some crab? Or
Okay, so
they're big crab people there?
I'm not a crab person.
Oh. Are you allergic?
I'm
You just don't like it?
No, I just don't like it.
You should just
I
say
don't
you're allergic.
I'm allergic.
What about
No.
lobster? I'm kidding.
No.
It's the same,
Oh
right?
my
Is
Doesn't it taste the same?
It's-
I'm just.
I mean,
so
I would
shocked.
say yes, but I don't know. But I do know that they have really good gnocchi, if we know what that is.
Yep,
You know what gnocchi is?
absolutely. Yeah, I like
Yeah.
gnocchi.
So good. Yeah, there's this little place, I don't know what it's called. It's called like Little Italy,
Mm.
and it's tucked into like the depths of Baltimore a little bit. It's in Inner Harbor. That's where we stayed. We went to the fancy Four Seasons for the
my God,
convention.
wow.
It was
Four
insane.
Seasons?
It was.
Jesus.
I've never been in somewhere that fancy. It was insane.
I had to. Sorry, another little side quest
No,
for you.
it's okay.
I peed in a Four Seasons
Yeah.
in their bathroom.
Yeah.
It was in
I was
Seattle,
so
and I
confused
felt
at that.
I felt so out of place
Yes.
going in there, and I was like, they're gonna say something, like
I know.
because I just walked into the bathroom like
Yeah.
I was supposed to be there, but
Yeah.
the way I was dressed, I was
Yeah.
like, they're not gonna buy this.
I
They
know.
bought it.
Yes, that's how I felt
Yeah.
every day. that I went to this convention. I was like, okay, I feel a little too dressed down to be here because we thought it was more of like a jeans, a sweater, just plain off.
Just like come
chill.
as you are
Yeah.
from the Pacific Northwest.
Exactly. You can tell who's from the Pacific Northwest
absolutely.
area.
I have that opinion about Chicago.
Yeah,
When I
and-
went to Chicago,
Yeah.
everybody was dressed like very, very professional, like their ties and stuff going to work. And then you come to the Pacific Northwest and they all look like
and
me.
everyone, yeah, we all look the same. You can
Good or
tell if they're from the East Coast or over here. But
Slow
I
down a little
can
bit.
say it was fun. I had a great time.
I love that.
Have you guys seen Love is Blind? And the guy, Chris, was talking about, like, I'll take you to the Four Seasons or whatever.
I feel like
I've seen
snippets.
clips. I've
Yeah.
seen clips, but I don't think
clips.
I've seen that one.
I don't think you've seen that one. But
Complete booty hole.
I need to see.
To the
Yeah.
Four Seasons. I think of that baby. Let's go to the Four Seasons Orlando.
Oh my gosh, me!
That's
I
us.
actually
get the
don't know that
reference.
one.
I get
Yeah,
the
well,
reference.
come
I
on.
get it.
How do we know it?
I don't have TikTok.
Good.
And I never got into it.
Good.
Yeah.
And my TikTok is Instagram Reels, and
Perfect.
I'm not on the same algorithm.
I'm not
as
either.
most people.
Angie, it's very clear Angie and I are in different algorithms. It knows how old I am. So it gives me like dad rock and stuff. I don't even like dad rock. We are on TikTok though. So if you want to
Yeah,
follow us, the City of
I'll follow you guys
Auburn
on
on
TikTok.
TikTok.
Yeah.
Maddie, don't start an account just to follow us though.
I have an account because
do?
friends would send me things, and
not
I'd be
know
like, I can't
this.
see this,
It's like
but
a
I don't have an
working
account.
account, yeah.
But I don't go on
You
there.
don't do anything.
I never did it.
I
During the
used to
pandemic.
feel so mature because I was like, I just do Instagram Reels. I don't have a TikTok. And then I was
Yeah.
like, but now you're just scrolling on Instagram Reels.
Yeah.
Like,
I know.
just doing the same
getting
thing.
on
I mean,
TikTok out
they
like 3
did
months ago.
add a repost button, but I feel like it gets excessive when you're like, I feel like Instagram Reels are way more relatable than TikTok.
Really?
Do you feel that? Does anyone feel that?
I just got TikTok.
just got TikTok?
for work.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
really trying to avoid TikTok, but I realized like for my job I should probably get this.
Good
Yeah.
research.
Plus,
Yeah.
like with my personal account, like TikTok is just so much easier to grow on. So I'm
Yeah.
getting a personal one to do my what I eat in a day videos.
Love that.
Because Instagram people are so like judgmental and selective about what they want to like.
Yeah.
They're like, and they're like, no, and then they scroll. But like
Yeah.
TikToks, they're like, boom,
Yeah.
boom, they're gonna like it. You know.
Yeah,
So-
for
Does,
sure.
honest.
does TikTok also have the little like show you who liked
I feel
icons?
like that might be
think
part
so.
of what.
Because I know
think-
Instagram does, and I'm like, what?
Uh-huh.
Like, I mean, not that I'm gonna like anything that.
Yeah.
it would be
Sometimes I
weird,
don't want to know.
But I'm
what
just
they're
like, I
liking.
don't know. I don't know if I need to know who liked
Yeah.
what.
It's like looking at somebody's browser history. Like,
I
I don't
know.
want to know.
I don't
You know,
wanna
even though
know.
you don't think it would be anything weird, I don't want to know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maddie, what is your CSI?
My CSI is Harmony in Action, Empowering Lives Through Music. So it's all about showing people how important music can be, not only in everyday life, but just in education. And I'm a big pusher for education, or music education in
Yeah.
our schools, especially starting in Auburn, because it's just made a huge impact on my life and my family. And my grandparents both were in music education, teachers, and my mom is currently the choir teacher at Mount Baker. And
Oh.
yeah,
She's
and
my choir teacher.
She is
So your
Haley's
mom
choir
sings
teacher.
too?
Yes.
So
my
it's
whole
genetic.
family
Okay.
sings. My entire family sings. And we've joked about recording and like putting together stuff.
Oh,
'cause
you should.
we should. I think it'd be
There's
really
families
cool.
that did that in the 70s, right? Jason's
Well-
probably like saying them right now.
I
but
know.
That was like a
Well,
thing.
my
It'd be so
grandparents
wholesome.
actually, all my uncles and my mom sang, and so my grandparents and my mom and my uncles all recorded some music. They have it on a disc.
That's
That's
amazing.
everything.
awesome for
So-
passing it down and stuff.
Yeah, it skipped me. Not the singing. I
okay.
still do that. I'm not
Yeah.
great at it. But my dad's really good, like a drawing artist. He does like point things.
Yeah.
I can't draw anything.
Yeah. That's how I am with my mom. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, she's all art. I'm just here.
Yeah.
I grew up with your mom being like her mom does like the theater stuff at Lakeland.
Oh.
She's
So-
currently working on Aladdin Junior,
Yeah.
Oh, really?
which is Mount Baker Middle School and Lakeland Hills Elementary School production.
That's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Some good
Isabel's
songs in
part
that.
of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I bet Narina could sing A Whole New World really well.
Oh yeah, Narina's great at singing.
Yeah.
But
She
so
is.
Yeah.
and so are you. Like
And so is
you're,
Maddie.
you're always doing the like Auburn event
Yeah.
stuff, so that's really cool.
Yeah, I definitely have grown a lot through the music programs here. Just like yes, in musical ability, but also just in personal growth, and that's
Absolutely.
why I like advocate for all this stuff. And I'm actually having an event. I'll do a little plug for myself. I'm having an event May 15th, so it will be after this. So if you
It's a Friday.
are free,
You know why
May
I know that?
15th, yeah.
Because my birthday's on that
Birthday.
Saturday. Shout out. May 15th. Where
Yes, May 15th at the Art, so the Auburn Riverside Theater. So it's local, and it's going to be a it's called Auburn's Harmony and Education Music Showcase. And so I will be bringing together a bunch of students from the Auburn School District and putting together a little showcase about music in Auburn. And it's going to be a $10 ticket admission. And the money that goes to that will all go together into a scholarship that I'm going to be giving to at least one graduating senior per high school who's planning to go into music education, just to
That's amazing.
continue the legacy.
Full body
Yeah.
chills.
Love that.
That's amazing.
That's awesome.
It's
So we got to sell out the Auburn Riverside
Yeah,
Theater.
yes.
So,
So
Angee, text your
everyone
people.
come, please.
Text
Everyone
your
come,
people
please.
in Lakeland.
I'm still working on getting like people to perform. There's a lot of in the spring. Music people are very busy.
Narina.
I know.
Narina.
I've been trying to get her to. I've been trying to get her to
Yeah,
go.
unison?
Narina. Hey, let's see her go. 1, 2, 3.
Narina. Yes, Narina, and I think Narina and Ashlyn should do it.
Yeah.
And all my
We'll
siblings,
do it.
I'm like, you got to come. Anyways, so whoever's listening, if you guys know somebody who would
Yeah.
like to reach out.
But be good at singing, though.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, music,
I'm
like
kidding.
singing.
You can reach out even if you're
Yes.
not, but be good at singing.
Singing, band, orchestra. I want to put all that together, but basically just celebrating the legacy that
That's amazing.
music education has in Auburn. And
Yeah, it's really good for your confidence, I'll say, right?
sure.
People who get up and on stage, any stage, right? What you're
100%.
doing with both of you
Yeah.
being up on stage, it's, I think, from what we've talked through the years with Miss Auburns, is that one of the top things that they say is like, oh, my public speaking, my confidence, the way I just carry myself. That's super important. So
It is.
Yeah.
that is very cool. Are you going to, what are you studying at UW right now? Probably general, but are you going in for
Yeah.
like music education?
Actually, no.
Oh,
so, interesting enough, I feel more called to do education, but elementary education. But one of my things
It's because you got so much glazing. Should we say glazing? You got so many
Glazing.
flowers from the kids when you were there.
Yes.
Yeah.
No. But basically, like, part of my CSI is kind of explaining that you can infuse regular education with music education, and it can be really impactful for the students. And so I want to be part of the change in that and changing our curriculums to implement more music education so that we're like giving our kids a well-rounded education, even if they don't have music programs in their schools, because that's what's happening, and that's what I've been finding. I mean, Auburn Mountain View doesn't have a choir program.
I heard about that.
Like they
Oh,
have
really?
band. Thank you. They have band and orchestra, don't have choir, and the rest. And I'm just like, you think about all those students. Like, what if I went to Mountain View? I wouldn't have a choir program, and I probably wouldn't be here.
That's
Yeah.
I probably still would sing, but I wouldn't have the confidence. I wouldn't have friends and all that kind of stuff. All the stuff that comes with music education. So, yeah. So studying general education and hoping to implement music in my curriculums.
Yeah.
I think that's awesome that you. We had a conductor of the Auburn Symphony come on here recently, and he was talking about how like you assume that somebody who just plays an instrument would just go play an instrument professionally, but then there are other needs for that person,
Right.
and I think it's so cool that. I think it would have been a very obvious path for you to become a music teacher, which would be totally valid. But you're like, oh, I want to do education, and I can still.
Yeah.
Make an impact there without having to be a music teacher specifically.
Yeah.
So-
And we never know. Paths change. My mom actually said the exact same thing I did when she was younger, because her mom and dad were both music teachers. And she was like, I'm not going to be a music teacher. I'm
Yeah.
not going to be like my mom. And she taught elementary, same thing I want to do. She taught elementary for years and years and years. And then one day her boss came to her and was like, would you teach music for us? And she's like, I don't have a music degree. Fun fact, you don't actually have to have a music degree to teach elementary music or
Yeah,
middle school.
absolutely. Especially like elementary students. I mean, like, it's
Yeah.
obviously important to understand music, but like a lot of it's just like, can you corral these people to like make the same sound together?
So
Your
With
mom's
instruments.
amazing at getting the kit. The Lakeland productions and now with Mount Baker are like really good.
it's
Yeah.
crazy to think about, like you watch other and you're like, oh, they're just little kids, and they're like, no. When my mom gets a hold of them, they like snap into little soldiers, and and not like in like a lot of people sometimes will like watch and be like, wow, she's intense. I'm like, but that's the only way you get kids to listen is
Yeah,
to like
that's true.
be intense, and they love it, and they they love the atmosphere. They love to perform. Like I got the privilege over spring break to like just hang out and choreograph with my mom and everything, and they just love to be there. And so the only way you're gonna get them to behave at, like, especially these little kindergartners is like, okay, kindergartners, you got to stand straight up so everyone in the audience can see you. And that's something my mom brings really well, is like, she was a teacher and now she brings, like, she knows what she needs to do. She also had 5 kids, so she's like knows what kids need for so
I always have like such admiration for people who have a lot of kids and then also are teachers.
all right.
Because like we talked about this before, when I'm at work and I do the thing at work, the last thing I want to do is go home and do the exact same thing. So I feel like she would have no energy for that. Sounds like she did. So that's amazing.
Yeah.
What do you like to sing? It can't just be the national anthem every time.
I'm getting really good at that one. I like to sing all. My voice is kind of funny because I got really into like classical trained vocal technique. And so I sing better really high in my head voice than in like the traditional pop belt voice. And so I actually like can really hurt my voice, and I'm helping myself to get back and to be able to sing all kinds of ranges. But when I was in elementary school, I was a very big belter. I loved to, just any kid sings, basically screams.
Right.
And then in middle school, I got super self-conscious about being loud and being able, and so.
We were talking about this earlier.
And so I kind of just conformed and like got really quiet. And
put you
then,
in a box.
Yeah, put me in a box.
You can't do that.
But for all pageant stuff, I usually sing classical opera pieces in Italian. I love to sing in Italian. I think it's a beautiful language.
Oh, interesting.
That's awesome.
And so I've been singing Italian, but I would love to be able to like sing more pop. But I have like my passaggio break, the spot in my voice that just doesn't like to hold on to notes is really right where pop songs lay. So
I'm shaking my head like I know what you're talking. What is, I don't
passaggio.
know.
It's just like the break between your chest voice and your head voice. So
falsetto? Not
kind
of.
Yeah.
Oh,
Falsetto. I'm not studying music, but it's kind of just the part like where. Like when I talk, I'm in my chest voice, and when I sing, I'm in my chest voice. Sometimes like when it's lower, but there's a couple notes like right in the middle of my range, right when I'm transitioning from the lower notes to the higher notes, where my break is. So a lot of singers call it their singer's break or their break, and it changes as you get older. And
interesting.
And people train to be able to like get rid of it or to be able to flip into your passaggio or your head voice easily. And that was something that I worked with, like my training is just like to be able to stay in that area.
The voice is an instrument.
It is.
It's
crazy.
It's probably even more complicated actually.
It's crazy. It's literally like a string instrument. People forget about that. Like that you literally, your vocal cords are like string instruments, your diaphragm and your lungs are all like the hollow body of a guitar and then all this kind of stuff. And
you can injure them. So you gotta be careful. It's good that you're being careful.
Yeah.
But no, we were talking about Angee earlier when somebody tells her she's being loud. Like too loud.
It breaks my heart.
I know.
Like it
Me
dims
too.
her sun, right? It dims her light. So you can't do that.
We need more loud people.
I agree.
We need more loud
Be yourself.
people.
Yeah.
Unless you're being like,
Unless
Like,
you're like
too
sitting
much.
outside a city
Right.
hall for 3 hours
Yeah.
and talking so loud that I can't
yeah,
concentrate.
you're like yell talking in an airport. It's like, okay, come on.
Okay.
Like just a little bit quieter.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna move on to Don't Miss This. If that's okay.
Yeah.
We're gonna talk about May 15th,
Yes.
Auburn Riverside Theater.
Yep. The art.
The art.
Yep.
Where can people can they register yet, or is that like open?
It's just gonna be tickets at the door.
Tickets
or
at the
like
door.
You mean for people to?
Yeah, if they want to go.
Yeah, they want to go. It's just tickets at the door. It'll be at 7 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, just come in and it's open seating, so no online tickets. So if you want to get there, hopefully it'll be sold out.
It's like how theaters used
Let's
to be.
see, yeah.
And $10. Did you
$10.
physical money, Venmo?
We'll have cash and we'll have Venmo and that kind of stuff.
Square reader.
Yep.
You gonna ask him to tip?
Tip.
Yeah, like when you spin the iPad around.
Quick
and
question
they
for
tip.
you.
Oh no. Yeah.
There's gonna be a little question on the screen for you.
I mean, we'll have donations. I'm not taking any of the money out of this for
Maddie's
myself.
not taking it. This is
no,
not for her.
This is not for me. This is for
It's for the
literally
kids.
just for the scholarship.
Just for the future Haleys.
Yeah, for the future
When
Haleys.
you're
I
in high
mean,
school.
that's what I said. I was like, I know as a college student how much like even a couple $100
Absolutely.
means, and if I can sell out the theater at $10, like that's a decent amount of money that could be
ramen
going.
for a week.
I was gonna say that's food for like your first month or so.
Absolutely.
So donations, but $10 is just the admission.
Yeah. Okay. May 15th, 7 p.m.
Be there.
Auburn Riverside Theater. If you live in Lakeland and you don't come,
What are
Angee
you
will
doing?
find you.
What are you doing?
I will
She
go
will
to
start-
Hagen's like 15 minutes before and be like, okay, I can't
So
do that
start
with my hands.
walking around all of the HOAs and just start shouting. The other don't miss this Saturday, May 9th. That's a rhythm and rhyme story hour with the Auburn Symphony Orchestra. So speaking of music,
Perfect.
Yeah.
super cool. That's at Postmark Center of the Arts. That is at 10 a.m. That is free, so you just show up. The other one is there's a blood drive. Surprise. We do that every Tuesday at City Hall. That's on Tuesday, May 12th.
Every 2 of a month, not every Tuesday.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Every why did I even say that? A Tuesday in the month we'll have it. It's on our calendar, auburnwa.gov/calendar. Thank you, Angee.
I didn't mean to be like
It's
smart about
it's from
that.
9 a.m. to 3 p.m. It's a blood mobile. You can't just show up. You do have to register. So go to Bloodworks website, give blood. You can start giving
I
blood
was gonna
soon.
say,
I feel like I
what time?
16.
What time do you have
When you're
to be?
16. 16 with parental consent.
Yeah.
You can't do it without that.
Yeah.
Save a life, guys.
But they
Save a
do
life.
say that most people who end up giving blood throughout their life started when they were 16.
Yeah.
So they get them early.
Yeah. When
That's
they
how
go to
it-
the schools.
Desensitized to-
Yeah, they go to the schools. That's what happened to me because it was like cool. You're like, oh, I'm 16. I can give blood now.
I get to skip class.
Yeah,
skip
to
class.
sit there
That's
for an
what-
hour and drink
It's
orange
funny.
juice.
That's when I was in high school. That was what people were. They're like, we can go get snacks and skip class. So
Exactly.
You're gonna go donate
Yep.
blood. I was like, that's a great way.
And
to
then you
do
give
it.
blood, and then you go to gym after anyway, and they tell you not to, and it's fun.
mess.
And then you're entered to win great prizes.
Yes,
Oh,
that's the other thing. Yeah, they give you like amazingly great prizes. Like you can
Okay.
go, like if you can go to Maui. They give. I don't know if you like Taylor
Wow.
Swift. They had Taylor Swift tickets when she was on her Eras tour.
I need
Japan,
that.
free trip to
Interesting.
Tokyo.
Okay.
I've not won yet. I'll let you know if you. There'll be signs
okay.
if I do. Let's just say
There'll
that.
be signs.
You will be gone
There
for a
will be
long
signs.
time.
I will be taking a very long vacation. The other thing is Saturday, May 16th. That's also my birthday. That is our dog trots 3K/5K fun run, and obviously Pet Palooza.
We will be
We will be
there.
there.
We will all. I
Will we all
might
be
be there.
there?
I don't know if I don't think I'm
On your
there. Angie's
birthday?
there.
On
She's
your
gonna
birthday?
MC the. Wait, you're judging
Yeah,
the
we're
contest.
judging the contest.
Angie's gonna MC it.
Yes.
Okay, I'll have some familiar faces. I'm
Yes.
kind of worried about seeing.
It's
Okay, we'll be
it's
there.
an interesting show.
It's super fun.
I've seen some
We've seen
people
some stuff.
Make out with their dog. Yeah,
dogs.
same. I've seen it several times. I've gotten close-up photos of the tongues touching.
Yep.
You
I
really-
think I was at that one that we judged that. I
Yeah.
judged it 2 years
Yeah.
ago.
Yep, I was there too.
Yeah, we were all there. We saw it.
Yep.
So you probably shouldn't go. It's your birthday.
I don't think I am.
I'll
I don't
take
know.
care of it.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Pet Palooza is free. Just show up. It's at Game Farm Park.
Bring
That
your
is
dogs.
at 10 a.m. to
your
5
dogs.
p.m. It rained, I think, last year and a couple years. It won't rain this year.
Yay.
And then there is the 3K, 5K fun run. That is not free. You do have to register because there's it's actually like a timed run. So a lot of people do actually run it,
Yeah.
and their dogs do too, and it's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that is a timed run. But it's also fun. Have fun. It's supposed to be fun.
Yeah.
Okay, that's it. Trivia. So you might think that we did not prepare for trivia this week. You might think that would not be. That is true. We
Which is a first in this show's
I know
history.
we're coming apart at the seams. So we had a show on Wednesday,
Yeah.
and then I don't remember what happened Thursday. It was a blur, and then today was literally interviews all day,
Yeah.
and I couldn't get to my computer.
Yeah.
And I barely ate lunch. Not that I'm not looking for sympathy
okay.
or anything.
Okay.
Okay, so we're doing spring. It's
Okay.
springtime. This
Spring.
felt relevant.
Yep.
I didn't want to do pageantry because like Angee wouldn't know it, and you guys would
Yeah.
just.
You could have
kill her.
done Disney. I would kill at that. I'm a
Are you good at Disney?
Just pull some Disney trivia up.
Well, I don't.
Oh no,
how?
I don't want to prove it now. Just kidding.
I don't want to embarrass you, Angie.
I
Let's
would
do
never be
spring. I'm so
embarrassed.
excited.
Okay,
Yeah, let's do spring.
I don't know
Okay, we're
what
doing
spring
spring.
trivia looks like.
I don't
You
either.
know, according to this list that I definitely made, I didn't find it online. We're gonna find out.
Okay.
And we call this Angie's Arena now.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So
fine.
usually she's supposed to be the one against you. Yesterday, 2 days ago. Jesus, 2 days ago it was me against them. It doesn't matter. Point is, you are versus her.
Okay.
So the way that it works is you just say the answer. If I hear you first, you get it.
Okay.
Okay.
And if you get it right, sometimes we do multiple choice. None of these are, but you should be able to get them. All
I
right.
love the color
Lock
of your
in,
pants,
Haley.
by the way.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Those are so cute. And
Oh, yeah, those
you're
are.
right.
You know, I thought they were white earlier. Now that
Me
you say they're
too.
purple,
Yeah.
I'm getting a lot of purple. Okay, question 1. What is the name of the process when flowers begin to open in spring?
Bloom.
Good job.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
I was thinking
like,
of like photos.
Okay, so I got Angee 1.
I gotta get it.
Miss
I'm
Auburns
not ready for
0.
this.
Okay. Question 2. Which bird is often considered a sign of spring in North America due to its bright red chest?
A robin.
Good job.
Yes.
Yeah, Maddie.
It's a rockin' robin. What's your opinion on red robin, Angie?
I love red robin.
Do you? I actually do too.
I do too.
The
Yeah.
fries.
I'm
And
not even
something
afraid
about
to
the
admit it.
salad. No, I love
Are we
red
afraid
robin.
to admit it? Is that something?
No, but if you know,
hate
I don't
red
know,
robin?
you're around people and they're like, where do you want to
Yeah.
eat? If you were to say red robin at my
They'd be
age,
like,
they'd
"You're
eviscerate you.
that's
Yeah.
a after.
That's like an
church
after
thing.
Yeah, like
For my family at least.
The bottomless
I know.
fries.
No.
Come on.
Hey, the Cluxon fries, everyone sleeps on those. Those are
no,
Yeah,
I
the
love
freckled
not.
lemonade.
chicken fingers.
I still
You're giving it its government name.
Yes.
I still like their kids mac and cheese. Their mac and cheese is great.
I've never actually had it.
I used to low key be afraid to admit that I liked it because like my older
See?
sister shames like
Yes.
chains. She's like, why would you want to go to a
Exactly.
chain?
That's what I mean.
But like Red Robin, you will catch me at
can
Red
never
Robin
miss
for
Exactly.
sure.
That's what I mean.
We were just at
Period.
Red Robin together.
I'll go to Red
Oh my
Robin this
gosh,
weekend. I don't care.
we're-
Question 3. What is the name of the Jewish holiday that often occurs in spring and commemorates the Exodus from Egypt?
Passover.
Yes.
Oh my goodness, I know this.
Girl,
you're a Christian.
I know, bro. I know. Guys,
Have you seen
Don't show my
This Is Aging
pastor.
Me, The Prince of Egypt? Is that a movie, right?
I've seen
The animated one?
trailers. Yeah, I haven't
Yeah.
seen it, but I've
Oh,
seen
that's
I
good.
don't know.
It's a little scary. That's good.
Okay.
I didn't mean to shame you.
No, it's okay. It's okay. I'm not good at trivia. It's okay.
Me neither.
Even
I
if I
haven't said
know.
one word.
You had it with Robin. That was good.
Yeah, that was
I
good.
like
That was,
birds,
that was
you
pretty
know.
good.
You have to
Yeah.
believe in yourself. If there's anything
Yeah.
you've gotten from
Oh,
this
right.
episode,
Yes. Believe.
Yeah.
you
to
are the
believe.
best you can be. Question 4. What type of precipitation is most commonly associated with the phrase April showers?
Bring me
Rain.
flowers.
Yes.
Oh.
Who said rain?
I said bring May flowers. That's what I was saying. I was finishing the phrase.
She saw through the cracks.
Rain.
Just rain. I'm just asking for rain here. Good job.
Good job.
Well, I thought
so good.
precipitation means rain, so I
It
didn't
does.
think I could
That's why this
answer
question
it.
that's right.
is
That's
just
what I was
it's
confused.
so
I was-
easy that it makes it not
Yeah.
easy.
Yeah.
Question 5. What is the name for animals that wake up from a long winter sleep in spring?
Hibernating.
Mammals.
Hibernation.
What is the name of mammals? Like bears?
What is the name? Oh.
Wait, what?
What is it called when animals wake up from a long winter
Hibernate.
sleep?
Hibernate.
I feel like I said
I thought you
that.
said that.
I think you guys said it.
We both said it.
We said it.
Get
Whoever
out.
made this trivia, which was definitely Jonathan, needs to do a better job. Question 6. What spring month is named after the Roman goddess of Maya?
May.
Yeah.
You kind of both did it, but I'm going to give it to
No,
Angie
it's
just to
okay.
keep it interesting because
What is
you're
it
now
spelled?
tied.
What is the goddess spelled?
Maia. Maya?
okay.
Maya?
My
Maya?
sister's name is Maya,
Maya.
but it's MYA.
Right.
A lot of people bashed on her because
MYA? Yeah, they'd be like.
MYA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Very
Maya
simple.
is spelled
Like a
MY.
Mia.
Maya versus the Maya.
Yeah.
Do you ever see those reels of that guy that like goes through the words and it's like though?
Yes.
And then it
Yes.
says no. You haven't seen that? See, we're on different. I don't know. How am I closer to them? I don't understand this.
I'm an old soul.
You'll have to
You're
send
not
it
even
to me because
old,
I'm not
so-
sure.
I know.
Okay,
He's
question
pretty
7. There are 3 more questions left.
Okay.
You're currently tied.
Okay.
Question 7. What popular spring flower shares its name with a color and is often purple?
Violet.
Yeah.
Oh,
You're going to say lilac, weren't you?
lavender, but then I was like, that's not.
Lilac's also a good one. That's a good
Lilac,
That's
that is
good.
this. What city? This is the bonus point. Ooh, bonus point. Wait, no, don't get it though. If you get
Lilac
it, then it's a tiebreaker, and I don't know what to do. What city in Washington is called the Lilac City?
Bellingham.
Nope. You guys have to get it, or else
my
we're
gosh.
just messed up.
But
Is it someone? Is
It's
it
on the east side.
there's a title Miss Lilac
Miss
City,
Lilac
so I
City,
should
On
That's
the
what
east
we're
side, it's a big
thinking.
city on the east side.
try it? No.
Okay, the biggest city in eastern
Spokane?
Washington.
Helensburg.
Spoke- oh.
What?
Wait, what did I say? Wait, which one was it?
Spokane.
Okay.
It is Lilac City. Okay. You guys already won. This is a bonus point, but we're going to keep going. Question 8. What is the term for the gradual warming of temperatures and longer daylight hours in spring?
Global warming.
Daylight.
This just says seasonal
Daylight
transition
saving.
or increasing daylight. That's a dumb question. We're throwing it out.
Okay.
Question 9. What insect is known for emerging in large numbers after years underground, often in late spring?
Worms.
They go.
Butterflies.
Wow, wow, wow.
Bees.
Snails.
What?
That's what they sound like.
Ladybugs.
Jason, back me up. They go. Wow, wow, wow.
What?
I'm so confused.
They.
That's their whole noise? A cricket?
It's not a cricket. It's close. They come every 17 years sometimes.
Locusts. No.
They're like locusts. They're big
don't
crickets. They're
know.
really annoying. They're really
Oh.
stupid. They die immediately.
I don't know.
They come from underground.
Grasshopper.
The light things.
They're common in Japan. I don't North Korea.
What
does it start with?
Cicadas.
What is
Come
it?
on, cicadas.
I did think I didn't know the
We
word
don't
for
live.
it.
Cicadas are
There's
cicadas
not a lot of
around
cicadas
us.
here now.
Are you
Jason, can you
sure?
give me a rim shot? If was I right? That's what they sound like. See,
I thought they were just really, really annoying buzzing sounds.
I know. I
They-
was like,
you
what
see
is
all
well,
those
they kind of
videos.
do like a. They like it's like a wing. That's what they sound
I
like.
guess I've never encountered a cicada.
I don't think I have.
I haven't seen one. I've heard them. The reels, kind of like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a reel where it's like beatboxing with the cicada
Yeah.
because it keeps making the noise. They're really loud. Anyway.
Last question. Go.
Great. No, that was it. Great
That's
job,
it.
Miss Auburns.
Okay.
You won.
Wow.
I was not ready.
I
You
was
won
not
6-3 because I had that bonus point.
How much was the bonus point
yeah.
It
worth?
was 1
Oh.
but
How did we win 6? I don't
I know.
because I threw a question out.
I think
Oh,
okay.
right,
I think
right,
if I say this, we'll actually have to do it. So we're going to get chocolates to give to people who win.
Oh yeah.
Now we have to do it because I promised.
Do you like chocolate?
The city of Auburn chocolate.
No.
Oh.
Maybe if that's okay. We were gonna get like
I love
Reese's or
Oh, okay.
Twix
I mean,
or
like any chocolate.
Kit Kat or
I love any Kit Kats.
I
are
love
great.
anything.
I like Kit Kats.
I
Yeah.
love any chocolate. When people ever ask me like what my favorite things are, I'm like any chocolate but caramel. I am not a caramel person.
are?
Neither am I.
I don't know why. I don't dislike it. It's just not my favorite.
It's like
not
Milky
mine
Way, so you don't
either.
like those.
Yeah, I don't.
Thank you both so much for joining.
thanks for having
So
us.
we'll get an IOU going for the chocolate. We owe a couple
Yeah.
people now. We gotta remember because
Now we have to do
we're in
it.
big debt.
Yeah.
Thank you both so much for coming on the show. This was so much fun.
I'm so
having us.
excited.
Yeah,
Get you next
thanks,
time when you're
guys.
both Miss Washingtons.
Oh yeah.
Don't forget us.
Yep,
I
we'll
will
be back.
never.
Don't be big timing us. We'll be here.
We'll be here.
Okay. Well, thank you so much. Bye bye, everyone.
Bye.